Hello friends, today we'll be discussing about the hair transplant journey of Mr. Varun Verma here at MedLinks. So first of all, a big thank you to Varun for choosing MedLinks for his hairline transformation. I'm sure all of you know who Varun Verma is. He's a media influencer, he's a social media influencer. He has been in Roadies, he has been hugely popular as a model and is also Mr. Supranational. So without much ado, let's see what we did for him and what we did for his hair. So this is a quick video to show you his hair status before his hair transplant. So as you can see, he had good hair, but the hairline was lacking. He has mild early stage grade 1 male pattern hair loss. So there is some thinning and the temples have receded. See, for a normal individual, for a day-to-day work, this is not a huge matter of concern, but for a model, this may be a bit problematic because they need to style their hair in multiple ways. The camera angle comes from everywhere, lights, etc. So this little recession was bothering him, and that is how he decided to undergo a hair transplant procedure to restore his hairline. In this video, we'll be seeing what was done, what was planned, and did it give us the desired outcome. So as you can see here, this is the frontal look. It's all good, but the density is lacking at the hairline and the temples have receded. This was the problem area. So we decided to put around 1400 odd grafts on this area to give it a dense look, so that now when Varun styles his hair in spikes or in any hairstyle he wants, these spaces, these areas of less density of hair does not bother him at all. So this is what was done. As you see, we went into the hairy part as well. I'll show you graphically. So this is the part which did not have hair. So basically the hairline was slightly lowered, and this is the part where Varun had existing hair, but the density was not there. So we reinforced the density through a hair transplant. The temples, the temporal recession and the temples were also made again. This is the look 3 days after the transplant. This dried up area here, these are the grafts, and this is the hair transformation that was achieved 6 months after his transplant. So this picture is taken 6 months after this picture. Here is a before and after comparison. So Varun, who had good hair, but there was this broadness to the forehead, the definition on the hairline was not there. Now after 6 months, the hair looks much better. The spiking, the hairstyle looks better, and the temporal triangles, the temporal recession, that has been filled. And we expect more hair to sprout, slightly more density to come in the next 3 to 4 months. So this is a timeline in the front view before the transplant. The marking tells you the area that was grafted immediately after the transplant, 3 days after the transplant, and 6 months later. The side view, the right side view, this is what was planted. This is how it dries up after 3 days, and this is the outcome. So this picture particularly will give you a clear-cut idea that even when seen from a very critical angle, hair pushed upwards, how exactly it grows, the naturalness of it. Now you can appreciate here this part, the zigzagging that has been done, the smart use of singles and doubles and multifollicular hair grafts, and the kind of definition that we were able to achieve for the temples. That has added to the overall look a lot. And the donor area. So when we work on a early stage male pattern hair loss, hairline restoration grade 1, grade 2, we don't need to trim the entire scalp. We trim the back areas which is the donor area, and which heals very nicely after 5 to 6 days. So this picture is taken after 5 days. You can see the healing wounds. The wounds have closed. There is some redness that will gradually go. In about 20 days to a month, depending on how fast your hair grows, the crew cut look happens. So many of our patients who are opting for a hair transplant at early stages of baldness go for this kind of shaving. Instead of a full head trim, we just do a back head trim, and they can start socializing very, very early. And this is the donor area after 6 months. So if you see, once you keep a reasonable length, this is a fade cut, the hair is not too long here, a machine has been used. So still a person who has not seen these pictures just sees the back picture after 6 months, it will be very difficult to tell that a surgery has been done. That's the beauty of extraction, well planned, a well approached extraction, that the donor area aesthetics are also maintained very, very nicely. So of course it was a small surgery, just about 1400 grafts, but despite that some hair have been taken out. But once you see this picture, the lack of density, the loss of density is not very prominent because of the meticulous and planned approach. Finally, again, one before and after. So now if you see these two pictures together, this is when you will appreciate the transformation that a good hair transplant can do even in a person who has very early stages of male pattern hair loss. So thank you very much folks for watching this video, and thank you very much Varun for choosing MedLinks for your hairline transformation. Thank you.